Salve. We are continuing. Ilioneus is still speaking. You notice he's going to end right here, and then that's the end of it. So this is the last portion of Ilioneus' speech, asking Dido for help. Quassata ventis liceat subducere classem, et silvis aptare trabes et stringere remos. Si datur Italian sociis et rege recepto, tenderut Italiam laeti Latinumque petamus. I'll stop there, and we'll do this first part. Verb, liceat, and you notice it's not licet here, it's liceat. It's a present subjunctive. So, translated, may it be allowed. May it be allowed to subducere, to draw up or lead up, from ducit, our classem, quassatam, our fleet, shattered, quassatam, shattered, ventis. How was it shattered? Ventis, by the winds. Let us lead up our fleet, shattered by the winds. And the rest of these infinitives here go with liceat, and let us, or may we, and may we aptare, may we fashion or fit, aptare, trabes, beams, and then silvis, I think it's either in silvis or ex silvis, or in, from your forests or in your forests. We want to cut some trees to make new beams and boards for our ships. Trabes is a beam. So let us lead up our boats, and let us fashion or equip beams from your forests, and stringere remos, other stuff from the forest, and shape or form remos. We want to strip, shape, or form branches, which is left out here. But what they're going to form them into is included. They're going to form them into oars. So imagine, they're making beams from the trees, and then they're taking branches that are long and straight, and they're stripping off the smaller twigs and leaves and things like that, and they're making them into oars. So the oars is the accusative. It's not directly the thing they're stripping, but it's what they're going to turn it into. So they call it an accusative of effect, but that's not real important to know. Just know they're going to string the oars, meaning string branches into oars. One more time. May it be allowed. And you got to put in here nobis, right? He's always leaving out pronouns all the time. So nobis. May it be allowed to us to lead up our fleet shattered by the winds, and to fashion or form beams out of the forests, and to strip branches into oars. If it is given, again, nobis, to us, if it is given to us to tendere, to contend for, or to strive to Italy, in Italiam, right? I want to say in Italiam. If it is given, that's the verb, for us to strive to Italy, in Italiam. This is an accusative, so direction toward. And then this is an ablative absolute here. So these are all ablative case with our, translate it like this, with our comrades and king restored. From recipio, taken back. With our comrades and king restored. Meaning, maybe Aeneas didn't die. Maybe he's still out there and we're going to be reunited. So if that is the case, in this condition here, if it is given to us to strive for Italy with our comrades and king restored, we're all going to be back together, and Aeneas is going to be our king. Ut Italian laeti Latinumque petamus. Then may we seek, petamus, may we seek Italy, happy, laeti, and Latium. Okay, so may we seek. The ut goes with the subjunctive. Far says it indicates purpose. So if all this, then our purpose, I guess, will be that we seek Italy and Latium happily. I'm not exactly sure how to explain that better. I wouldn't translate it the way you normally translate ut, as so that. But just say, you know, let us, or may we seek. This is a subjunctive, a present active subjunctive here, petamus. And so I would translate in some subjunctive way. There might be a better way to literally translate that ut. And when I see the laeti here, I think back to the lines when they're happily plowing the sea toward Italy from Sicily. And it's interesting we're talking about Sicily again here, but they were happy then, and then the storm happened, and he's saying, you know, if we have everybody restored, we're going to be happy again heading to Italy. Sin absumpta salus et te pater optime tucorum pontus habet Libuae nec spes ja restat Iuli. Now I want you to notice that we have a C here and a sin here, and they both mean C, basically. I believe the sin has an N because there's a consonant here, and so C and sin mean the same thing, if. And the idea here is that this is one situation and this is a contrasting situation. So if it is given for us to hold for Italy with the comrades and king restored, then may we gladly, happily seek Italy and Latium. And then this other sin, but, on the contrary, okay, but if safety adsumpta est, if safety has been taken away, adsumpta, sumit means like to take, and so absumit, to take away. Safety has been taken away. Got to put in an est here. It's verb, subject, and here's the et, and the sea of Libya holds you, most excellent father of the Teucrians, or of the Trojans. And if the sea of Libya holds, the Libyan Sea, right, holds you, most excellent father of the Teucrians. Who's he talking to here? Who is the father of the Teucrians? Well, it's Aeneas, right? We're just talking about him up here as the king. He is King Aeneas to the Trojans. And this is apostrophe, the addressing of somebody who's not there for dramatic effect. So suddenly Aeneas is crying out to Aeneas, even though he's not there. Well, technically he is there, but Aeneas doesn't know he's there. So it's just dramatic when you start talking to people that aren't there. It's a little out of the ordinary. Okay, so let's mark it up here. So, and the sea of Libya, that's a genitive, holds you. Why would the sea hold him? Meaning he drowned in the sea during the storm. And then these are vocatives right here. I don't know what color we've been using for vocatives, but I'll just make it green. It's a little different. Most excellent father, genitive, of the Teucrians. Okay? Addressing someone who's not there, this is apostrophe. That's a T. That figure of speech is called apostrophe. So let's recap here real quick. We have, if it is given to Italy, let's go there happily. Okay, I've just abbreviated that. Or if all safety has been taken away, and the sea of Libya holds you, O excellent father, O best father of the Teucrians. You can tell this is an emotional moment here. He's thinking of Aeneas and the possibility of him being dead. and he addresses him directly. And there is not, neck, and there is not, there is no longer, yam. Looks like this should have been an I right here, because the AP uses I's. Whatever edition I got it from, I forgot to change that. There is no longer, non yam, neck yam, no longer hope. No longer does hope, restat, remain. And then Euli, for Eulus. Hope of Eulus remains? I guess that would be a genitive. And hope of Eulus no longer remains. The idea being Aeneas, if Aeneas is dead, Iulus was on the same ship with him. Iulus is his son Ascanius. The other name for him is Ascanius. And if Aeneas is dead, then Ascanius is probably dead too. And the idea is Ascanius would be the heir, the next in line to lead the Trojans. And Iulus is an important name because this name is where the Julii of Julius Caesar, the Julii say that their name comes from. And so if they come from the Julii, then that means their ancestor was Aeneas, and Aeneas' mom was Venus, so that means that the Caesar family is divine because they come from Venus. So sometimes they call Caesar son of Venus. Okay, so one more time. Or rather, if safety has been taken away and the sea of Libya has you, O best father of the Teucrians, Trojans, and no longer does the hope of Julius remain. Okay, let's continue. At freta sicaniae saltem sedesque paratas, unduc advecti regemque petamus acestem. So this at here, it does mean but I would translate it like we did earlier, I think in the previous video, as yet. So the subject of this sentence is nos, we. Notice he leaves out the pronouns a lot, but they've been talking about we earlier. Remember earlier we had petamus. That was we are seeking Ili and Latium. Well, it's still, here we have petamus again. And there's not, this is the only main verb that I see here. So I'm thinking you need to take this verb for the whole thing. I'm going to translate it that way. So, yet let us seek, petamus, or let us head for. Let us head for several things. Freta, sicaniae. The freta are the straits, like where there's a narrow passage of sea between land. The straits of Sicaniae, of Sicily. Oh, and there's an adverb here I forgot to translate. Saltem. This is not sal, the salt sea here. This is different. This is an adverb that means at least. Yet at least, meaning this will be the last resort that we do. Hopefully the best scenario is up here, our king and our allies. Having had our king and allies restored, we're going to head to Italy like we decided. But if Aeneas is dead and the hope of Iulus does not remain, then yet at least, this will be plan B here. At least, petamus, let us seek the straits of Sicily and the prepared dwellings. Sedes, remember, it means seats also. In other words, there's homes prepared in Sicily for them, should they want to go, because it's ruled by Acestes, who is a Trojan, and he will be friendly to them. Okay, so let's do that again. It's let us seek, yet at least let us seek the straits of Sicily and ready habitations, or maybe prepared dwelling places, resting places. Unde huc avecti. And then we have this little clause here. Unde huc avecti, whence or from where we were carried to here, to this place. So from where we were carried to here by the storm, right? Or whence we came here, we were carried to here. You got it, to complete this verb, you got to put a sumus in here. We were carried. I think Farr mentions that. Awekti sumus. It's supposed to be a squiggly line. And, que, and let us seek again, let us seek one more thing, King Acestes. So, plan B, if Aeneas is dead, yet at least let us seek the straits of Sicily and ready dwelling places, ready homes in Sicily, meaning from where we have come to this place. And let us seek Regem Acestem, King Acestes, or maybe Acestes as our king. Acestes was friendly to them. The Trojans would be okay with having him as a king if Aeneas was dead. Last sentence. Talibus Ilioneus cuncti simul ore fremebant Dardaniae. Subject Ilioneus. Then you have to add in a verb, dixit. Ilioneus spoke. This is the end of his quote, as you can tell, his speech. Ilioneus spoke talibus, and you got to put in verbis, with such words. That ends that little clause there. And then we have a new subject, cuncti, all. And this is all of the ones, all of the men of Dardanides, genitive, all the ones of Dardanius. Dardanides was a famous Trojan, and that's why they call the Dardanian ones, I'm assuming. All the men of Dardanides, simul, at the same time, that's an adverb, simul right here, at the same time. Think of the English word simultaneously, or it could be as one. All of the men of Dardanides as one, fremebant. They roared, or they shouted or agreed. You could have a little more free translation. I think fremebant, it does mean roar. You know, a lion roars, leo fremit, but you can use this with more general meaning also. They all, voiced their agreement, I guess you could say, or they all cheered. Everyone of Dardanides, all the men of Dardanides, meaning all the Trojans there, at the same time roared ore with their mouth. Roared with their mouth, and that's a ablative. Tells you how they roared. A poetic way of saying it. So one more time on that last sentence. Ilioneus spoke with such words. Everyone, all together, cuncti has the idea of all together, not just omnes, but cuncti, all together, all the men of the Dardanelles, all together at the same time, cheered with their mouth, or roared with their mouth. One last little thing I just want to mention that I forgot, I realized, this tucrum, I think I kept saying tucrorum, which is what it means. This has the or missing here. It's really tucrorum, but I think I was mispronouncing it earlier, so just a little note on that. That does it for those lines. Wale.